Salve a tutti raga, benvenuti in questa live di questo sabato pomeriggio. Qui siamo con The Book of Unwritten Tales 2, che è un'avventura punta e clicca di qualche anno fa. Come sapete a me sono sempre piaciute le avventure punta e clicca. Per quanto riguarda la chat non l'ho potuta impostare perché ho voluto fare questa live, diciamo, di getto in questo pomeriggio perché qui ha piovuto, non è tempo dei migliori, quindi ho deciso di fare questa sorta, diciamo, di live improvvisata. Allora, in questa avventura grafica toccheremo dei temi fantasy ma anche umoristici. Infatti è molto ispirata alla saga del Signore degli Anelli, c'è un po' anche di Harry Potter e naturalmente non manca l'humor, il classico humor che contraddistingue queste avventure. Allora, in questa avventura noi guideremo ben 4 personaggi, quindi guideremo la ragazza elfa Aivo, Nate, che è il suo, diciamo, una sorta di avventuriero, la sua creatura pelosa di colore viola, Critter, e un giovane mago alle prime armi chiamato Wilbur, quindi 4 personaggi, più altri che saranno dei personaggi comprimari. Allora, innanzitutto il gioco è in lingua inglese, però i sottotitoli sono in lingua italiana, quindi potete leggere tranquillamente, raga, i sottotitoli. Banda alle ciance, io direi di iniziare subito il gioco, quindi aprendo questo libro, che è una sorta di intro di questa sorta di romanzo. Quindi clicchiamo, eccoci qua, ho già visto i settaggi, tutto quanto, infatti c'è continua partita perché l'avevo visto se funzionava il gioco o meno. Allora vi dico innanzitutto che qui siamo da PC, quindi io direi di andare con una nuova partita insieme. Ecco, iniziare una nuova partita causerà la sovrascrittura dei file di salvataggio, vuoi continuare e continuare. Eccoci qua.
War had raged through all Avantasia. The alliance of humans, elves, and dwarves fought against the evil army of the Shadows. The war had devastated the country for years upon years, and yet no one gained the advantage. And so it was that in that time of deepest despair that an old archaeologist uncovered the location of the artifact of divine fate. The artifact could fulfill every wish, and thus decide the war, for one side or the other. Led by Warlock Munkus, son of Archwitch Mortroga, the Shadows hunted for the artifact. And they would have reached it first, were it not for a group of heroes who stood against them. Wilbur, the young gnome who was the first of his clan to become a mage. Ivo, the courageous elven princess from the Woodland Realm. And the Critter, a hairy creature from the Northlands, companion of the most brilliant of the heroes, Nate Bonnet, who was supposed to spend the rest of his life at the side of an elven princess, who deserved a kingdom and all the riches in the world, who should stop wasting time talking about himself in the third person.
Ecco raga, iniziamo proprio bene. Noi siamo qui nei panni appunto di Nate, questo personaggio che sta precipitando. Io scommetto che dobbiamo aggrapparci alla roccia, vediamo un po'.
Good, good, this is good.
Già.
Although the ground is still getting closer.
Ci arrampichiamo? Vai. Che agilità, ragazzi.
Part of the jetty. At least some of it survived the explosion.
Camminiamo in quel modo. Quello che resta del modo.
If I'm lucky, this will go all the way up to the island.
Andiamo.
But somehow I really doubt it will.
Mi ricorda un po' la intro, la raga del vecchio Indiana Jones, The Fate of Atlantis, una nota avventura della LucasArts di qualche annetto fa. C'è una lampada, cazzo, tu comprendi la lampada oggi? La lampada di Aladino, quindi abbiamo anche riferimento ad altre fiabe.
Oh, hi, Nate. How's it going?
Good. For now.
E
Could it be that your spell didn't quite work out the way you planned?
abbiamo pure i
I
geni.
did tell you there were certain risks involved.
Allora, qui c'è da scegliere, io direi di farlo un po' tutto. Proviamo la prima.
Risks? What risks?
Now, Jinn magic is a complicated affair. It's difficult to get the dose right, and when one hasn't done magic for a while, things can go a little bit wrong.
Like you killing me, for example?
Not intentionally.
Allora, facciamo ben niente di importante. Io direi di aiuto.
I could use some help here, Benny.
Well, you did see what happened last time I cast a spell.
Time to make up for it then. Now shake a leg.
Oh, I don't know. I might just end up making everything worse.
Allora, vediamo un po'. Peggiorare, ferma il tempo, inverti la gravità. Facciamo la seconda, dai, ferma il tempo, inverti la
Can't you
gravità.
just
Vediamo
stop
un po'
time?
che succede.
Or wings! Give me wings! How about that?
Speriamo
Oh,
bene.
this is all terribly complicated. I really don't feel up to it today, Nate.
Benny!
Perhaps tomorrow? I really do need to think through what's happened today properly.
You get me out of the mess you got us into right now!
Please don't yell at me. I just can't take it anymore.
Pure l'abbiamo
Benny!
fatto piangere, a posto, siamo a posto. Ora,
Ah!
ora non uscirà sicuramente più
Stay
di lì, quindi
easy.
non
We
ci
can
aiuterà,
forget about
dobbiamo
miracles.
cavarcela da
I gotta
soli.
find something
Bravo,
easy,
complimenti.
something even he thinks he can do.
Che agilità, raga. Allora, vediamo un po'. Prendi il tappeto a sto punto, vediamo un po'.
A flying carpet. Is that too much to ask?
I'm not talking to you.
Why, you... I'm sorry I criticized your work, Benny.
And?
And that I shook your lamp. And everything else. You meant well.
Well, all right then. I forgive you. What can I do for you?
Carpet!
A flying carpet. Shouldn't be too hard. Should I really dare? Am I really
speriamo,
up to it?
Oh, che botta.
Yes!
Per fortuna. Salvi all'ultimo
What
secondo,
the
direi.
heck? What happened here? No!
Oh, che botta. Ah, il nostro amico compare essere peloso che vi parlavo di colore rosa Critter, la creatura, ok? C'è un robottino.
Welcome, adventurer. I am the tutorial.
Ah, il tutorial,
Guardian of
ok.
gameplay, explainer of controls. To move a character, just click anywhere in the scene, wherever your heart desires.
Ok, allora da questa parte.
Well done. If you left-click an object, then your character will perform an action determined by the context. Now click on that big lever.
Ok, usa la leva. Più semplice di così.
The robot has used the lever, as this seemed logical to him. Now click the lever with your right mouse button so that the robot looks at it rather than uses it.
Ah, ok.
Excellent. The robot thinks the lever is working. But if that's so, then where is the problem? That hatch over there, left-click it.
Ah, così.
The little chap seems to think there are advanced engine mechanics hidden behind there. Perhaps that's where the problem is. Click on the hatch again using the left mouse button.
Ah, quindi 2 volte. Ok.
First left click will allow you to look, the second to use.
Allora, il primo
Why?
click.
Because
ok,
after a player character has looked at something,
ok.
the most logical thing to do next is use it. It's quite simple. Right-click when you want to look at
più
something,
semplice di così.
left-click in order to do whatever that character thinks is the next most sensible move. Is the machine working again? Left-click on the lever.
Sulla leva, questa, vediamo un po'.
Appears to be a new problem. Better take a closer look at the engine.
Ok, al motore. Guarda il motore, vediamo un po'.
Oops, that wasn't very helpful. Please pick up both gear cogs.
E raccogliamo gli ingranaggi. Il piccolo. E questo. Ah, vanno a finire
Great work.
nel nostro
Items you
inventario
pick up
che
will go into your inventory.
questa forma di
To
sacca,
open and
di
close your
zaino.
inventory, left-click the rucksack. To use an inventory item, left-click it, and then left-click the object that you want it to be used with.
Ok.
Use one of the gears in your inventory with the engine of the town model.
Allora, quindi devo aprire qua. E questo qua. Ok.
Excellent. Now the second gear.
E anche il secondo. Vai.
Perfect. You'd better oil the engine before you switch the machine back on again.
Devo oliare, quindi prendiamo questo. Oliamo. Vai.
That should do it. Time to crank it up.
È il momento di usare questa leva qua. Vai. Batterà. Saluto tutti i questa diretta e andiamo tra, diciamo, in
You can
vittoria,
examine
perché
objects in the inventory in more detail.
faccio tutto
Pick up the
con
damaged
passione,
figure
quindi da
and the
YouTube
toolbox.
non ci ho mai
Then when you are
guadagnato
in
nulla,
the
raga,
inventory,
quindi
right-click the toolbox in
spero
order to examine.
che questi semplici gameplay vi piacciono sul mio canale. Allora, vediamo un po'. Esaminiamola. Vai. Raccogliamola. Ecco. Infatti ora è stata spostata nel nostro inventario. Quindi apriamo la sacca. Vediamo un po'. Ok.
Great. you found a few items in the toolbox. You can use these items on each other by initially left-clicking the first object, and then, when you have this item on the cursor, you left-click the second object. Try to repair the figure in the inventory.
Allora, abbiamo trovato all'interno della nostra cassetta degli attrezzi una sorta di cacciavite che non è il massimo dello splendore, del nastro adesivo abbastanza robusto e un martello. Dobbiamo riparare una statuina che è questa. Prendi la statuetta danneggiata. Ok. Andrà sicuramente... Infatti è finita sul nostro inventario, eccola qua. Vediamo un po' se dice qualcosa. Direi di ripararla con del nastro qua.
Well done.
Vediamo un
Now
po'.
place the figure back in its rightful place on the balcony of the castle and start the machine.
Ora mettiamo la statuetta qua. La statuetta che abbiamo riparato. Abbiamo l'inventario. A parte se poteva pure lasciare aperto. E clicchiamo sulla leva. Vai.
Excellent. Now ready. One last time. If you press the spacebar, all interesting objects in the scene will be displayed. Good luck with your adventures in the Book of Unwritten Tales 2.
I'm worried about you.
Oh, Mother.
What's wrong with you?
Everything's fine.
No, you don't look well at all. Positively rotund. It is unseemly for an elf princess to cope with her frustrations by comfort eating. If you carry on like this, you won't fit into your wedding dress.
I don't have any intentions of marrying anytime
Mi
soon.
sembra abbastanza
Oh,
magra
darling,
lì,
we've been through
la
that
signorina.
already.
Comunque.
Prince Lalilos is going to be arriving next week. You will like him. He's charming and... Look, he sent us a picture of himself and his sister.
Which of the two is the sister?
The elf nobility, unfortunately, has not got any unshaven Neanderthals to offer. You'll just have to get used to that.
I don't have the slightest interest in that person. Not anymore.
You are at the
Questa
heart
è
of the
praticamente la
elf kingdom,
principessa
in the castle of your
elfica
family where you
Aivo
belong.
e sua madre.
No one here should be sad,
Si dice
tired,
che
or fat.
non ha intenzione di sposarsi
only
con
want what's best for you,
l'avventuriero
Ivo.
Nate, con quello che abbiamo visto all'inizio del filmato. Il barbuto che stava precipitando in Italia. Nostra madre se n'è andata. Allora, vediamo un po', ci sono delle... Allora, vediamo un po', ha chiuso a chiave.
Did you see
vediamo
that?
un po'
She's
questa.
locked me in. Yes, only what's best for me. She always says that.
Allora, vediamo, ma l'hai visto questo principe la? Non mi sento molto bene, Chip, ma proviamo la
Have you
prima, dai.
seen this prince? A vain river elf who's only
Proviamo a
interested in
esaurire
topping up
tutti
his
gli argomenti,
tan.
tutte le domande.
I'm to spend hundreds of years in the company of someone I don't love? Huh, not me. And how? She will try anything and everything. Nothing's more important to her
Il
than getting
nostro
me married
pappagallino,
off.
uccellino, sa solo dire Chip, vabbè. Allora, vediamo un po', sceglierei, voglio decidere da sola, voglio la mia libertà o non mi sento molto bene, Chip, ma proviamo la
When
prima,
I was
dai.
out there with the humans, it was the first time that I had the feeling I could determine my own destiny. Yes, it was dangerous. Doesn't that go with the territory? A life without risk, that is so... Oh, you don't understand. If I could,
beh.
I would go right now. You want to stop me? Just like last time.
E ora all'ultima, non mi sento molto
I didn't
bene,
want to
Chip,
tell Mother,
non-
but I've not been feeling too well lately, Cheap. I'd say the same thing, but we elves hardly ever get ill.
Eh,
Yeah, you've got a point there. I spent almost a year in the human world, and they have some very strange ideas about personal hygiene. Well, I thought perhaps it's a curse. Oh, no, you won't. I'll take care of it myself. Mother would make a state occasion out of it. I don't know either, but I'm sure there's a medical book down in the library. No, rest is not what I need just now. I'll go down to the library and look up what's wrong with me, completely alone, just like a grown-up elf.
eh beh.
I'm not going to be stopped, neither by locked doors nor by you.
Allora il nostro uccellino è volato via, è andato lì davanti quella sorta di specchiera. Si sta specchiando lì, quella sorta di specchio. E allora, proviamo a guardare Chip Chip.
Cheap Cheap survived our past adventure, even if he'll insist on
Ha
exactly the
sopravvissuto alla
opposite.
nostra ultima avventura.
He told everyone for months how he defended me from all the
Forse
evils of the
nel
world
capitolo
and then
precedente, che
only just
ancora non ho
escaped with his
toccato,
tail
comunque.
feathers intact.
Sono passato direttamente al numero 2.
My jewellery box serves as a podium for the vertically challenged narcissist.
Ok. Guardiamo il letto
I've been sleeping badly of
Interagiamo un
late,
po' con tutti
and
gli
sometimes I
oggetti,
feel
giusto?
tired all day long.
per vedere se
I've never been
troviamo
ill,
qualcosa
but
di
something
utile,
isn't
di
right.
interessante.
I hope I'll find the
o
answer in the
quant'altro.
library.
Il fiore qua?
A beautiful red flower. It was only put here a few days ago. Sometimes Mother orders a new plant that looks nice in my room. And then it's replaced and planted in the garden. A delicate, sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow.
Ok, guarda
Fresh
la
water from the
brocca.
Springbrook, the little stream that rises here in the castle and provides for the whole valley. People come from far and wide to drink it.
Guardiamo un po' i ritratti. Allora, scusate un po' il rumore, ma stanno facendo dei lavori.
The times
Un
when the others were
secondo
here in the
solo.
elf burrow, those were the best that I've ever had. The critter could never keep still when I was drawing him. He was always pulling faces and trying to make me laugh. Wilbur was so excited. He loves elves and our stories. He spent hours sitting with my father and listening to him talk about bygone ages. Complete idiot.
E beh, ha sostituito uno dei quadri. Allora, vediamo un po'. Guardiamo la ciotola.
Normally this bowl is full of fruit and nuts. Presumably Mother has decided I should be without such things whilst I am, as she says, positively rotund.
Riparliamo un po' con il nostro amico pennuto.
Hey, Cheap.
Proviamo questa. Sembra che il tuo riflesso ti piaccia tanto.
Most birds love a mirror because they believe they can see another bird in it. You just love them because you can't get enough of yourself. I would be a bit less unbearable if I wasn't incarcerated in here. See you later. Yes, of course I'll be a good girl and stay in my room.
E niente raga, allora a sto punto proviamo a interagire con altri oggetti. Qua c'è una
A guard
statua.
with a spear and shield, and like all elven figures, immaculate. Elven craftsmen have centuries to perfect their artistic skills. Only when everything is always
Però non
perfect, then
possiamo
isn't
fare
everything
altro.
always the same and somehow unimportant?
Qua? Carico?
An envoy from the Far East gave me this musical box years ago. Wherever I go, I always have its tune in my head.
Apriamo il carillon, vediamo un po'. Che musichetta. Andiamo sul balcone, raga? Vai. C'è un cannocchiale,
I
guardiamo un
used to
po'
look
quel
into the woods for
telescopio.
days on end, imagining what the world beyond would be like. Now I know, and I think I miss it. I've seen much suffering, much evil and unkindness in the world out there, but it was exciting. It was alive. Here in the Elf Burrow, everything is so ordered, so perfect, so dull. One day's just like the next, and they just pass by endlessly.
Guarda, proviamo un po'.
We have many exotic plants here in the palace, but sunflowers are my favourite.
Prendi qualche semo di girasole. Forse mi servono a qualcosa.
Apologies, I need a few of your seeds.
Qua. Scendi verso il giardino, proviamo un po', raga.
It may not be befitting of a princess, but this isn't the first time that I've climbed into the garden via the balcony, and it won't be the last. I'm just doing my morning exercises.
È arrivato il nostro
I wasn't going to.
amico pennuto, ma non vuole che scendiamo, ci sta controllando.
Of course, I could just ignore him and
Per
climb down
quale
into the garden
motivo?
anyway. He would, however, make a beeline to Mother and tell on me, and who knows what the two of them would cook up for me next.
Qui non possiamo scendere. Mi sa che devo fare qualcosa al nostro chip. Guarda il cappello fatto a mano, vediamo.
I had my birthday during the few weeks that we spent living together
Questo non
here in the
l'avevo
Elf
visto
Burrow.
prima.
That was a big deal for Wilbur. He couldn't understand that the significance of birthdays tends to fade after a few hundred years. He insisted on making me a present. He sat in the corner for days knitting me this hat with his little gnarled fingers. Wilbur didn't know that autumn would last for years to come and that elves don't feel the cold, but it was still the best birthday present I've ever had. Mother looked at the hat with so much revulsion that I didn't take it off for days. Wilbur just beamed with pride.
Non possiamo prenderlo, così come anche questo sacchiotto sul letto, non ci dice interazione niente. Allora, nell'inventario cosa abbiamo? Foto del principe
Since
Lion.
Nate left without saying so much as a word, Mother seized the opportunity to marry me off to a proper elf prince. So far, I've managed to frighten off every candidate successfully, but she's starting to lose her patience.
E abbiamo i semi di girasole
A
freschi.
friendly gift from nature, taken without permission.
Mi sa che dobbiamo fare qualcosa con questi semi? Forse qua?
Cheep Cheep, would it be possible for you to stop admiring yourself for 2 seconds and move over to stuffing your beak instead? Don't say I never look after you.
Abbiamo richiamato la nostra attenzione dal nostro pennuto che è venuto a beccare i semi di girasole in quella ciotola. Quindi devo prendere lo specchio, mi dà interazione con lo specchio. Ok, recuperato lo specchio. Però mi Mi sa che raga se n'è accorto che gli abbiamo preso lo specchio.
Official functions. If it were up to Mother, I would have trunkfuls of this stuff, and a wing of the castle would be my wardrobe. She just can't understand why Pa and I aren't into this sort of thing.
Proviamo a parlare con il nostro Chip, vediamo se ha altri argomenti.
Hey, Cheap.
Allora, ho lo specchio e te lo ridarò soltanto se mi farai un favore o a dopo.
Oh,
Prendiamo questa, dai.
missing your mirror? Well, sooner or later you won't be able to stand it anymore. I'm not horrible. I just don't want to be locked in my room like a child. See you later. Yes, of course I'll be a good girl and stay in my room.
Però non credo che il nostro uccellino ora ci faccia scendere. Proviamo, ma non penso proprio. Vediamo un po'.
Okay, he's not looking this way.
No, forse possiamo scendere.
Oh,
No.
there is more than one kind of
No.
stretch exercise, you
tornato.
know. Perhaps you'd like to train with me. No chance. I can't sneak down as long as Cheap's on guard.
Eh beh, lui è di guardia e non vuole che scendiamo. Allora devo escogitare qualcos'altro, quindi rientriamo a sto punto. Aspettate, però c'era una porta, ma credo che sia chiusa a chiave qua, non possiamo andare.
Mother's locked me in as if I was 200 again. Since I secretly escaped from the Elf Burrow last year, she's taken to guarding me closer than ever before. The door's locked and can only be opened from the other side. I'll have to find another way down to the library.
Non ci fa scendere appunto nella biblioteca che sta di sotto. Ma io credo che dobbiamo interagire con qualche oggetto. Aspettate un po'. Allora abbiamo lo specchio. Io lo metterei qua. Proviamo un po' un attimo, raga.
Hey, withdrawal symptoms?
Ora il nostro chip è sceso lì proprio sul camion e si guarda nello specchio da quest'altra parte. Aspettate raga, però io posso aprire il carillon, vediamo un po'.
I just need the music box a minute. You don't need to turn your head away from your beautiful reflection for 1 second. Come on.
Ok. Ah,
Shh.
ora il nostro pennuto è in trappola.
He's gone to sleep.
Eh
It
beh.
got dark and he's simply... No matter. I can now enjoy a few moments of peace.
Quindi in teoria possiamo scendere ora giù di sotto. Però aspettate, raga. Fatemi un po' se si può prendere qualcos'altro magari.
A delicate, sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow.
No. Vediamo qua il portagioie.
Pearls, precious stones, sparkling earrings and necklaces. Goodness knows what I could use this tap for right now.
Raga, la brocca.
No, I'm not thirsty. Fresh water from the spring brook, the little stream that rises here in the castle and provides for the whole valley. People come from far and wide to drink it.
Allora io direi di scendere a sto punto. Scendiamo, dai. Stavolta il
Let's
nostro
go.
amico è chiuso lì, quindi non credo che Opla. Ok.
As expected, no one here. My parents are in the throne room ruling the lands. Or rather, Mother is.
Siamo in una nuova location. Allora, guarda la fontana per gli uccelli. Vediamo un po'.
There's only a little water left in the bird bath. Cheep Cheep always says that it evaporates quickly. I, however, think that the constant need to replenish the water is more down to his unbridled joyous splashing and not insignificant body mass.
Un salice felice, vediamo un po'.
That's a weeping willow. It appears to be so content it looks anything but sad.
Un laghetto.
There are elf-made ponds and streams all over the palace ground. Their water's said to have healing powers. No wonder considering where it comes from.
Questa.
The spring brook emerges up there. It's still small here, but it becomes just the most important rivers in the woodland realm.
Bello, bello.
There are reeds and water lilies growing in the pond. Naturally, they were planted there. They don't grow in the wild so high up the mountains.
Aspettate, c'era una porta da questa parte, se non erro, mi traisco. Vediamo un po'.
That leads up to the throne room.
Alla sala del trono.
Mother will be conducting the affairs of state with an iron will, whilst Pa leans against the tree of life, probably sleeping. I'm not going up there. I've no appetite for discussions with Mother.
Beh, per il momento non possiamo andare. Proviamo da sta parte, raga. A sto punto. Allora, vediamo un po'. Guarda le
Swords of
spade.
all the idiots who have tried to conquer the elf last few centuries. Humans and dwarves appear to have learnt their lesson. It's said that a ruler in the north wanted to build himself a throne out of all the swords of conquered enemies, only conquering one enemy when he refused to heed all the warnings and sat on the throne.
Qua c'è un fiore, vediamo un po'.
This flower clearly is one of the more exotic of the palace's flowers. It comes from a country in the deep south beyond the deserts. It's said that the flower of this plant used to be sent as a declaration of war, or if one wanted to deprive someone of all sense.
Niente di che. Non c'è altra interazione?
Why do so many people hate this flower? Perhaps it has an abhorrent smell.
Quindi possiamo prendere quel fiore?
Explains why
Sorta,
this
diciamo,
flower
di
is
tromba.
classified as a weapon in 24 countries.
Abbiamo improvvisato una sorta di tromba. Ok. È andato praticamente, l'abbiamo messo nel nostro inventario. Sta creatura pelosa qua, mostro impagliato, cos'è?
A great example of the... Sometimes it's difficult to believe that some creatures in our world have developed naturally. They look as if some bored artist has dreamt them up.
Ok. Guardiamo la libreria.
Several books about animals, an atlas, a book about humans. Actually, more of a brochure. And what's this? Fishing for the moderately talented.
Leggi il libro
I haven't
sulla
really got the time to
pesca.
sit and read a book, and if I had, it would definitely not be one about fishing. There must be a medical book for elves here somewhere.
Qua?
The Biggest Plant Asia by Charles Mendel with illustrations by Alexander Bonpland.
Ok. Leggi il libro sulle piante, vediamo un po'.
If I want to know something... Well, that's what he says anyway. If I want to know something about plants, I can
Ma
just
dov'è il
ask our gardener.
giardiniere?
He knows everything about
Forse era
plants. Well, that's what he says anyway.
giù da qualche parte? Ok.
And was causing a whole lot of grief. A bounty was put on its head, and all heroes of the land were encouraged to hunt it down. 40 brave warriors penetrated its lair and slew it. They brought the head to the palace where it was displayed in triumph. The stranger, more adventurers came carrying an identical head. Then more and more heroes arrived.
Delle vecchie avventure, direi. Guarda la libreria, vediamo un po' qua.
What have we got here then? That's what I've been looking for.
Proprio quello che stava cercando. Interessante.
Elf?
Ah, ok. Elfo malato, sembro malata, oppure non mi sento bene. Cosa che non va? Ma proviamo.
Ill
a
elf.
Vediamo un
So
po'.
I look ill. What's wrong with me?
Take it easy, young one thing at a time.
Young one. I'm older than you.
And you look it too.
I do?
No, of course not. An illness. But the mere fact that I've been fished out from the back of the shelf for the first time in centuries tells me that something is wrong.
E beh, ora scegliamo questa, non mi sento.
Sleeping badly and have no appetite. I know that elves are very seldom ill, but if it's not that, then it must be some kind of magic or curse.
Seldom ill does not actually mean never ill. Elves can, for instance, suffer from a broken heart.
Oh, please.
It is of death amongst beautiful princesses.
Ci ha messo.
Oh, it must be something else.
Ci ha curato
Sensitive
molto
elves
bene.
can sometimes suffer from the pains of the world. There are a variety of ear infections, and of course it could also be lupus. But I think it is something else.
Like what?
To be completely certain, you must mix a potion and drink it.
Ci dice che dobbiamo
you
preparare una
serious?
porzione
Very.
berla. Io di tutte, dai, quanto sei certo della tua diagnosi?
Are you actually
Vediamo un
qualified
po'
to make a
che
diagnosis?
succede.
And why can you talk?
I am a man's.
I've never encountered a talking book before.
Il
Of
bello
course
di questa
not.
avventura
I am the
tutta
only
clicca
talking
che
book here. That's the problem. In the magical
meglio
library
provare
in
tutte, no?
Seastone,
Dei
really get
dialoghi,
cooking there,
anche per
believe
sapere
me.
magari più cose. Proviamo questa, molto probabilmente ci sei stato donato in qualche
You were probably
occasione,
given
vai.
to us by someone from Seastone, right?
Right. I was a complete idiot and actually volunteered.
Ecco,
As I am a book about
sei
elf
dato
medicine, I
dell'idiota
didn't
da
get much to
solo,
do
quindi io
in
non ho fatto
Seastone. I
nulla,
thought to myself, I
assolutamente.
don't actually have much time for books. This is the center of the elven kingdom, and just look at how paltry this library is.
We don't have much use for books. We sing songs about times past, and many of us were there at the time.
Then that's probably also the reason why so many elves stand around in white.
What do you mean?
Allow me to elucidate. Over the years, the songs you elves sing will be changed and adapted, a little here, a little there. This editorial process is nothing more than propaganda, presenting them as intelligent and morally impeccable. And who can prove otherwise? There are no other witnesses and there are no books.
Vediamo un po' che tipo di malattia
I
ho.
demand to know
Vediamo un
this
po'.
instant what sort of illness I have.
Sometimes it's better not to
Ah, ecco, a
know.
volte è meglio non sapere.
I can
quindi
take
qualcosa di
it.
brutto, spero di
A
no.
placebo only works when one doesn't know that it is a placebo.
Un placebo.
Make the potion and then come back and drink it. Then we'll be
Ci
sure.
dice di preparare questa porzione di berla. Proviamo, non potrebbe essere lupus
And
alla
if it's
fine.
lupus?
Vediamo un po', vediamo un
Have
po'.
you been bitten by a wolf of late?
No?
Then it can't be lupus. No, I'm pretty sure it's something else. Now, that potion, drink it, and then I can tell you more.
Ma prima dobbiamo trovarla sta pozione. Ah, ecco, cosa ci vuole per
All
preparare?
right, this
Vediamo un
potion.
po'.
What goes in it?
It is very easy to make. You need to pound together the green fruit of a
frutto
lettuce
verde
bush,
di un
a spoonful
cespuglio
of
di
honey and a
mento,
red
un cucchiaio di
herring,
miele,
and
una
then mix
ringa
with
rossa.
water into a viscous
Poi
potion.
miscelare il tutto con acqua fino
Oh,
al
that sounds
fine.
revolting.
It's medicine.
beh.
It isn't supposed to taste nice.
And if I drink it, I'll be well again?
We will then at least know what is wrong with you.
Ah, ecco.
This
Bisogna
lettuce
che ci
bush,
facciamo
where can I
dire
find
delle
one?
informazioni.
Haven't a clue. I'm just a book and have spent years sandwiched between dusty hymnals and a tome of revolting recipes.
Bisogna mettere una ringa rossa.
A red
nella
herring. Are you
pozione.
serious?
Of course, why not? Herrings are known all over the land as
Un
particularly
pesce
useful
praticamente
fish.
è la ringa.
Their
Quindi dobbiamo
uses in the areas of
pescare.
medicine,
Mi
cuisine,
viene in
and
mente quel
literature
laghetto,
are too
il
numerous to
laghetto di
mention.
prima.
All right, so I've got a red herring.
E cos'è che andava nella opzione? Vabbè, ce l'ha detti gli argomenti.
Thank
Facciamo
you.
grazie,
I
è
think
tutto
that's
per
all for
ora,
now.
al momento.
Normally, it's me that ends patient consultations. You are only a princess, but I am a doctor.
Ok. Direi di tornare in giardino. Dobbiamo trovare il giardiniere praticamente. Guarda il bonsai. C'è un bonsai, non l'avevo notato prima.
A fairly small, unattractive tree.
Huh.
Ah,
I'd like to see how
parlante.
attractive you'd look if someone disturbed you on the pot in the morning.
You mean...
Quindi è lui il nostro
Anyway,
giardiniere. Proviamo il giardino, ha sempre un aspetto
The
grandioso.
garden
no?
always
Non
looks
trovate, raga?
fantastic, Arbor.
Thank you. It's a girt load of work. People always think elf gardens are fabulous by their very nature. But you
Eh
need
già,
a
è
mighty
proprio
good
lui il
gardener.
giardiniere. Ok.
You have got green fingers.
Direi è un
That's just
bonsai.
moss, my dear.
Se non ha il pollice
Happens if you
verde
spend all
lui.
day grubbing around in the earth and don't wash your hands properly in the evenings.
Vediamo un po', dimmi qualcosa a proposito dei lienzi. Ho avuto un'altra discussione con madre. Di cosa ti stai occupando oggi? Tu hai parecchio da ma proviamole
You
un
tree
po'
shepherds
tutte.
do a great
Vediamo
job.
un po' che succede.
Tree shepherds? The trees just stand there. Why do they need a shepherd? However, I quite fancy one of those shepherd dogs. Hey, Rex, do you want to be my shepherd dog? Nah, my darling. I'm a gardener. Nothing more, nothing less.
Sono un giardiniere, ok.
Mother
Vediamo
put me on a
quest'altra
diet this morning
che
so that I'll
abbiamo
look
ne
in.
oggi con
Oh, everything
nostra
has to be
madre. Vediamo un
perfect
po'.
for her. No such thing in nature, of course. Or rather, everything is perfect if you just let nature run its course.
You tell that to Mother.
She'd be very clever in some things, but very daft concerning that.
Now then, she is the queen.
I'm old enough to be able to call a spade a spade. Spade, gardener. Get it?
Beh. Digli di cosa si sta
What
occupando.
are you up to today then?
Vediamo un po'.
Got much on?
Oh, the usual. You know, it never rains in the Elfborough, but the flowers need their water, so I water them every day.
Ah, the curse of good weather.
The weather isn't the only thing which isn't right. I've been here 30 years, and for 30...
30 anni.
Time passes
Questa
differently in the Elf Burrow.
Urca.
Slower.
Well, that's why everyone grows to be ancient here, obviously. But if we had a bit of normal weather and the usual seasons, there'd be a lot more variety here.
Tu e proviamo questa, andate parecchio
You
d'accordo,
and
vero?
Father,
Proviamo
you get
questa.
along well, don't you?
No one understands more about nature than him, that's for sure. But I don't often ask him for help. Thinking has never got a field dug, if you get my drift.
He's just more of a theorist.
The mud on your feet, the smell of fresh earth, all that joy and life. And he's missing out on the lot by just sitting around up there and doing nubbit.
I have to get on.
Yep, got a bit to do myself. I just don't know what's wrong with that plant over there.
No, se ne va il nostro amico giardiniere. Ha problemi con una pianta. Vediamo
Your
un po'.
mother got a whole heap of flowers given to her the other day from a fairy delegation. All of them took good and strong, just not that one.
Perhaps it needs a special type of soil or something.
Well, there's something soon I'll have to ask your father. He can have a little chat with her and she might tell him what's up.
If you're going in, it'd be nice if you didn't tell my mother that you saw me out here. Very well at all.
Infatti
It's
non
unusual
sta
for flowers to
affatto
hang
bene.
their heads in this garden. Normally they blossom in our good earth, not to mention the power of Arbor's green fingers.
Poi Arbor è un ottimo giardiniere, quindi c'è qualcosa che non va.
If Arbor doesn't know what's wrong with the plant, then it's serious.
Infatti se non lo sa lui che il problema è. Portiamo un po' l'alveare, raga.
Mother thought it was unseemly of the bees to build their hive in our garden. I don't think she could get used to the thought that she would no longer be the only queen here. I convinced Mother not, and she reluctantly agreed. However, should she be stung, then the hive's days are numbered.
La panchina.
A lovely spot, so long as the bees who have built their hive directly above the bench don't disturb you. This is Mother's mirror. It's said that you can... She did this almost daily in times gone by to ask the mirror who was the fairest elf in all the lands. Ever since the mirror started to hesitate with the answer a few months ago, she hasn't been using it quite so much. I don't know the names of all the plants in the garden. Grandmother knows them all, which is probably down to the fact that it was her that gave many of the plants their names a few thousand years ago. Shite beerwood, sweat tea, dodder flower, fat hen, bistort, stink root. We no longer invite her to family gatherings. No idea what kind of bush this is, but its red fruit looks very yummy. If I learnt one thing in the woods, it's that regardless of how yummy it looks.
Che sia quella pianta, com'è che si chiamava, il meto? Vabbè, io direi di tornare indietro sul temporale. Aspettate, però qua dove era il giardiniere, c'è qualcosa di...
Arbor's it's only earth. I should tell Mother how her daughter... well, she'd be delighted. I can't think of any use for a water lily, but a reed could come in handy.
Ah, ok. Quindi abbiamo qualche altro argomento di cui trattare, vediamo un po'.
Hi, Arbor.
Oh, Ivo!
Have you found out what's wrong with the plant yet?
Nope, I haven't. Everything looks proper. Earth is moist and nutrient-rich. The sun is shining. Difficult case. I'd quite like to sleep now, but... first work, then play.
Quindi vuole un po' di riposo con la sua pipa. Allora, ascolta Arbor, devo preparare... vediamo un po'.
If I were ill and needed to make some...
Elves don't get ill.
But if I were...
Oh, come on, now tell me. How can I help you?
Allora, vediamo, abbiamo un cespuglio di meto qui nel
Do we...
That bush over yonder.
But that fruit's red.
And what colour do you expect, then?
Green. Are they only green when they're not ripe?
Nah, they're blue then. They're green when the bush senses danger.
Pardon? And the bush only has red fruit because it has nothing to be afraid of here.
That's right.
Interessante. No, mai ce l'ha detta. Hai qualche idea su come
Do you know how I could get my hands on some honey?
il miele sta
Try the
sotto-
kitchens.
I prefer not to wander through the castle.
Of course. Someone would tell your mother.
già.
Would that beehive in the
Dopo
tree over
sono
there
guai.
be of any help?
Oh, I'd be
Se lo
careful
viene
with
a
that.
sapere nostra
The
madre.
bees defend their honey and can give you a nasty sting.
Couldn't they be distracted or tricked in some way?
Beekeepers wear protective clothes and use smoke that calms the bees. But I don't have any
Quindi ha
beekeeper
detto che
kit here.
lui,
I
per
just let the bees
rilassarsi,
keep their
deve
honey and they
fumare la
pollinate my
pipa.
flowers. That's how we've always done it.
Forse dobbiamo prima aiutarlo. Puoi prestarmi una canna da pesca,
I often
vai?
see you fishing. Could you lend me your rod?
Of course, if you bring it back in one piece.
Ce l'ha veramente? Ok.
What's up?
I was convinced that I would have to make my own fishing rod or that you'd ask me to collect a variety of items in exchange for it.
Why? It's only a rod.
Ok, grazie
Thanks.
mille.
Not everything needs to be complicated, you know.
Beh. C'è qualcos'altro?
There's something
Proviamo.
else.
Guardo la pozione.
About the potion,
Art?
there's
No,
something
a
else.
questo punto ripetere. Allora, io direi qua. Pesca nella rete, vai. Vediamo un po'.
I don't have a clue about fishing, but I'll try my luck. Just as I expected, nothing. On the other hand, somehow I have the feeling that I now know what I'm doing.
Aspettate, però io se metto il verme.
The worms
What
provide a
kind?
great lure and should increase my fishing success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook before I cast the line out. I guess that I can just practice until I'm good enough.
Abilità nella pesca abbiamo ottenuto uno.
Or I could try to speed things up by learning more about fishing elsewhere.
Aspettate raga, però c'era un libro della pesca qua, andiamo un po' un attimo in libreria. Forse ci può aiutare? Sulla pesca, eccolo qua. Leggi il libro sulla pesca, vediamo un po'.
Perhaps there are a few practical hints and tips in the fishing book. A lucrative season with a successful technique doesn't just depend on the type and quality of your tackle, but also on a really good spot. It doesn't matter whether you jig, dip, toddle or feed. Wobblers, twisters, spinners, blinkers, poppers, jigs, jerks and live bait must be presented in the most enticing ways possible.
Riusciremo a
I haven't the
saperne di
faintest
più
idea what all
su-
that means. I presume my fishing talents are not
metodo
quite
della
advanced
pesca,
enough to enable
magari.
me to use this book.
Possiamo migliorare il punteggio.
No, I need a bit more practical experience in fishing before the book will help me.
Ok. Vabbè, allora
The
dobbiamo
worms provide a
pescare.
great lure and should increase my fishing success rate, whatever that is. I always hang one onto the hook before I cast the line out.
Peschiamo. Magari abbiamo una botta di culo ogni tanto. Non si sa mai, raga.
Nothing. A classic.
Qualcosa dobbiamo pescare. Nulla di interessante.
As suspected, there are red herrings swimming in the pond. They are really saltwater fish that live in the sea. But they always come back to their homeland to breed. They're the only known fish variety that can scale nearly vertical cliffs.
Vai.
Pity.
Non abbiamo preso nulla. Proviamo?
A classic.
Ho visto però che mano a mano che noi peschiamo aumentano i punti abilità. Forse servono a qualcosa alla fine, vediamo un po'.
At last. Now I can tick the red herring off my list.
Bene, la ringa rossa abbiamo preso. Ma se io continuo a
I've
pescare,
got what I
vediamo
need,
un po'.
but this is so much fun. And perhaps I'll have a bit of luck catching other interesting things in the pond. A fishing hat, which not so long ago I thought was extremely hideous. But now,
Un cappello da
I am the
pescatore.
master of all rods, the ruler of the river and the
Abilità
goddess
nella
of the
pesca
water.
1000, ottimo.
And what's more, I'm looking good. That's me and fishing done. I've reached my peak.
Ah, ok, ho raggiunto il massimo, quindi al più. Allora, raga, abbiamo la ringa rossa. Qui. Abbiamo preso il cappello. Torniamo da Arbor, del giardiniere. Non saprei.
This is a metis bush, just what I need. Only its fruit is red, not green.
Vediamo un po', vuoi parlare con Arbor ancora?
Hi, Arbor.
What you got there? Be that the hat of a master fisher?
Yep,
Eh beh.
pulled it out of the pond.
Me l'ho meritato, eh?
But I've been trying for years to hook one of those.
Well, talent will out.
Eh
Ah,
già.
that ain't be talent. That be pure luck. Mappin'. Sooner or later, old Arbor will get some luck too.
Hi, Arbor.
Oh, Ivo!
La
About the
pozione,
potion.
vediamo un po'.
Art.
Ah no, vabbè, questa la so.
There's something else. See
Ci
you
vediamo
later,
dopo,
Arbor.
dai, direi.
See ya!
E lui ritorna al lavoro. Allora diceva che la pianta cambia colore quando è spaventata, il cespuglio di meto, quindi ora ha il frutto di colore rosso. Se prende paura cambia colore e il frutto diventa verde. Ma forse abbiamo qualcosa nel nostro inventario che mi è sfuggito, vediamo un po'. La pietra forse? No, non si può fare nulla. La ringa? Non credo. Cima della canna? No. No. Aspettate però, adesso che ci penso, raga, c'era il fiore qui che metteva un suono. Se posso usare questo per spaventare il cespuglio? Infatti spaventa, vediamo un po'.
If the bush had a heart, it would have skipped a few beats.
Prendi qualche frutto verde di meto, ok.
Thanks.
Ora abbiamo il frutto, è finito direttamente nel nostro inventario. Bene, 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 bene. Interessante. Andiamo a parlare qua Arbora adesso a questo punto.
Hi, Arbor.
Oh, Ivo!
No, sempre quello, ok.
See you later, Arbor.
Niente.
See ya!
Forse possiamo fare qualcos'altro da qualche altra parte, forse ritornando su in camera nostra, vediamo un po'. Evidentemente c'è qualcos'altro che possiamo fare. Allora, vediamo un po' qua. Guarda all'interno.
These earrings here. They're sparkling and glinting in the sunshine. They could actually come in handy.
Abbiamo preso degli orecchini.
A delicate sweet
Però
scent.
questo fiore
It
adesso
reminds
che
me
ci
of a
penso
wood over in the
assomiglia
west
tanto a
where I
quella
learned to use a bow and
pianta
arrow.
giù sotto che sembra malata.
A delicate sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow. A delicate sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow. Water's the easiest ingredient to find. We have copious amounts of it here.
Versa dell'acqua nella ciotola, vediamo un po'.
That should do it. The medicine book reckoned that it should be a viscous potion.
Ah, quindi dobbiamo preparare la pozione qui. Io direi di aggiungerci questo che è il meso,
Oh, that fruit smells really sour.
la ringa,
Thanks for the sacrifice, little fish.
gli orecchini forse. Allora raga, ci serve qualcos'altro qua.
A delicate sweet scent. It reminds me of a wood over in the west where I learnt to use a bow and arrow.
Aspettate, però giù sotto c'era un libro che riguardava appunto le piante, lì la biblioteca. Andiamo un po' a dare un'occhiata, magari riusciamo a scoprire qualcosa in più. Leggi il libro sulle piante, qua, ecco. Vediamo un po', raga.
Perhaps I can help Arbor solve the problem with that flower. Let's take a look.
Ah, ecco. Vediamo. Interessante, allora qui leggi la voce sui fagioli magici.
Giant beans, also known as magic beans, are very rare. They are the fastest growing plant variety known. Because of the beans' high costs, they are almost exclusively used by the military, for instance, in storming high-walled castles.
Non era un fagiolo.
Killer
Vediamo un po'
tomatoes
questo.
are the most devious of the meat-eating plants.
Pomodori assassini.
Disguised as tomatoes, they hunt on allotments for defenseless humans.
Albero della
The tree of
folla.
wrath bears fruit several times a year.
Riproviamo
These
un po',
grapes of
vediamo un
wrath
po'.
are bad-tempered beasts that can lay whole areas to rack and ruin. Steel magnolias look like normal magnolias,
Magnolie
but are some of the
d'acciaio.
toughest plants on earth. They can be softened using tragic women's stories and subsequently may be picked.
Sempre quella. Piante da
Guard
guardia.
plants, Vigilia audriensis, belong to the oldest domesticated plants of humankind. They have been especially valued in times of famine as they do not require as much food as, for instance, dogs. They can sometimes develop an unhealthy taste for blood. Baritones.
Sugli alberi di meno
The wood of
intelligenti.
intelligent
Vediamo
apple
un
trees
po'.
is often used for the equally intelligent and beautifully shaped living accessories of all types. For a long time, botanists thought that it may be possible to find other intelligent fruit varieties. So far, the search has proved fruitless. Mandrake should only be cultivated by experienced
mandragole.
gardeners. The cry of the baby mandrake can kill anyone within 20 meters
Uccidere
instantaneously.
chiunque nel raggio di 20 metri, urca. I gigli d'amore, che è
This
quello che
plant
ci
reminds me of the
interessa.
one that Arbor's having problems with at the moment. Love lily. The love lily enters into an enduring relationship with
Un'altra
another
pianta nelle
plant
prime
very
fasi
early in
della
its
sua vita,
life, which
che
frequently lasts
frequentemente
its
dura per
lifetime.
tutta la sua
If the partner
esistenza.
plant dies, then the
Pianta
love
fase
lily does
muore,
not
gira
normally
d'amore,
survive the
riesce a sopravvivere
separation.
alla separazione. Quindi diventa, diciamo, un po' depresso. Ma io direi, raga, di tornare su a sto punto e forse possiamo fare qualcosa con il fiore di
The door can
prima.
be opened
Questo-
easily from the outside. If it was up to me, it would stay open.
E beh, ormai l'abbiamo aperta.
This flower was given to us by the fairies, just
Proprio
like the
come
love
il
lily
giglio
down in the
d'amore giù in
garden.
giardino.
I bet they
Ok.
belong together.
E l'abbiamo preso. Ok, raga, ok. Allora noi in teoria dobbiamo andare in quel giglio giù sotto, vicino ad Arbor, e avvicinargli, mettergli accanto la pianta che abbiamo trovato su sopra a questo punto. Quindi facciamo in questo modo. Vediamo un po'.
Look, do you know this flower?
Oh,
You did well, girl.
It would appear so.
You snivelling, girl. You all right?
No. Yes. I don't know.
Well then, I think I've earned myself a little rest now.
ah, ora il nostro giardiniere, il nostro Arbor si riposa un po' fumando. E come diceva prima, nel discorso di prima, praticamente il fumo funge da calmante per le api su sopra. Infatti lui si è seduto in quella panchina. Allora, innanzitutto guardiamo il
Isn't
giglio
that just
dell'amore.
lovely? Two plants that have found each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together.
Beh, abbiamo fatto un bel gesto, direi. Lavandia, vediamo un po'.
That's Arbor's little spade. He always leaves his stuff all over the garden, which of course drives Mother mad.
Prendi la lavanda. La possiamo prendere? Già. Ed è finito il nostro inventario. Ottimo, raga. Parliamo con Arbor. Vediamo un po'.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
Beh, diciamo che abbiamo preso in
I just
prestito
need to
la
borrow your
lavanda, non
spade a
credo
moment.
che
Is that okay?
Of course.
la
Absence makes the
dobbiamo
heart grow fonder.
immediatamente restituire, anche perché si merita un po' di riposo. Fumare non fa
You
bene,
shouldn't
dai.
smoke.
Andiamo sul classico.
Why not?
It's not healthy.
No lungs, no problems.
Ah, ecco,
Don't you
perché
think it's a
infatti
bit
non ha i
weird and
polmoni,
warped to
visto
smoke
che è un-
yourself?
che è un bonsai.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible. Don't tell no one, no.
Tranquillo, tranquillo. Allora, qualche volta ti manca la tua vecchia
Do you
vita,
sometimes
vediamo
miss
un
your
po'.
old life and the world out there?
It's comfortable here, to be sure.
And boring.
Well, if you're bored, then why stay?
Me? Well, I'm the princess. And Mother's scared that something might happen to me out there. And to be honest, she's probably right.
Well, of course something could happen to you. And what's it called when things happen to you? Life. That's what it's called. You fall over, you get up, you laugh, you cry, you do daft things. Well, how can one enjoy the sunshine if it never rains?
about the
Guardo la
potion?
pozione,
Ar-
vediamo un po'.
There's something else.
Non credo che ci sia però qualcos'altro. No, facciamo ciao e non
I have to
lavorare
get
troppo,
on.
anche perché
Don't work too hard.
ripete sempre
Ar-
le stesse
I
cose,
won't.
quindi niente. Mm. Però per il miele, guarda là dentro.
The pipe smoke seems to have calmed them down a bit.
Il fumo della pipa infatti l'ha calmato. Forse dobbiamo interagire con questo certo qua. Vediamo un po'.
The smoke from Arbor's pipe seems to be calming the bees. This is my chance.
Hey now, you all right there?
Sorry, had to do it.
Well, I'm not happy about this destruction of nature. Not unless I get half of that there honey.
I don't need any more. The rest is for
Ti
you.
serve per una questione di vita o di morte, quindi
Oh, that'd be good stuff. But that's enough. The bees need a bit too.
ci ha dato del miele che ha finito nel mio inventario. Io proverei comunque a continuare a
I don't know what I
parlare
could
con
ask
lui.
him right now.
No. Al momento niente. Ok. E allora ritorniamo su. Forse dobbiamo combinare del miele lì. Allora, il miele nella ciotola. Vai.
About 1 spoon of honey.
Ok. E questa la pietra per combinare il
I'm pretty sure that there's never been anything so utterly revolting concocted in the Elf Burrow ever. Oh, I hope this is some kind of joke.
bevi la
I don't know
medicina.
much, but I do know that I'm not going to drink this potion until I've had another chat to the medicine book about it. I need to know which disease this potion's meant to be good for. Looks as if it's been pre-digested several times.
Ok. Ah, dobbiamo ritornare in biblioteca sul libro delle medicine, magari. Dobbiamo parlare ancora al libro delle medicine. Che è questo qua. Vediamo un po'.
Hi.
Well, what's up?
La pozione è pronta, ma non ti aspettare veramente che io beva quella roba. Vediamo un po'.
The potion's ready, but you don't seriously expect me to drink it, do you?
You must.
È arrivato il nostro amico
Cheap,
pennuto.
I'm so... Yes, I know, but... This, medicine. Well, I did tell you that I wasn't feeling well, and the medicine book here thinks it could be something serious.
She has to drink it, the sour metis fruit, sweet honey and salty fish. That should give us an answer.
Alla fine deve dare una risposta per forza. E vabbè, dai, d'accordo,
Oh,
proviamo.
it looks revolting.
It is medicine. It's not supposed to taste nice. That's right. Down to the last drop.
Not as bad as I was expecting. In actual fact, it's quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that.
Congratulations, Ivo. You are pregnant.
Eh? Oddio, è venuto un colpo al nostro pennuto. Speriamo che non è
No,
morto.
no. That is completely impossible. You must be wrong. Surely it's a misdiagnosis.
You are an elf and say that potion is quite tasty. I could definitely drink another glass of that. That's raging hormones talking.
I don't have any hormones. Cheap, no. No, the book has made a mistake.
Speriamo. Beh,
I
l'unica
cannot
risposta
be
è
pregnant. I've never stood in the divine water with Nate on Midsummer's Night singing the Song of Life. Why? How do humans do it? They do what?
Elves and humans can have children together, but it's not possible without
Ma
sex.
quindi hanno
You see,
consumato
we
un
never
rapporto,
had
diciamo.
sex. At least not to my
Lei
knowledge.
e Nate.
But the diagnosis is crystal clear.
Allora, immaginiamo che io sia davvero incinta. Deve esserci
Let's just pretend that I am
un'espiegazione,
pregnant. There must be
L'unica
some
disponibile.
explanation, rational or otherwise.
If we discount the possibility that the child was conceived by natural means, which would certainly appear to be the case here, then that leaves us with just the unconventional conception methods. Did you, perhaps, make some kind of pact with a goblin
un patto
regarding the
con un
child?
goblin,
Child in
ma-
exchange for gold or a kingdom, for example?
No?
Has a god in the guise of a bull appeared to you in your dreams? Any angels been having a word with you?
No?
Have any stars fallen from the heavens recently?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Then that just leaves magic, or a curse. But unfortunately, that is not my area of expertise.
I wish it was so cheap, but my feeling is that the book is right. I am pregnant.
E allora, qui c'è da scegliere tra madre non dovrà assolutamente venire a sapere o devo essere stata maledetta. Facciamo
One
madre,
thing's
che non
certain. Mother
devi
must
assolutamente
never find
sapere,
out
vediamo.
about this.
Poi se succede qualcosa,
I don't know either. Do you think that my tummy will start to show? Oh,
devo essere stata maledetta.
I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure why, but it would appear that I'm pregnant. And as all other possibilities have been eliminated, then it must be a curse that's responsible. That is fantastic! No, of course I didn't mean it like that, but just think. Me, cursed. That sounds like an adventure. Totally obvious what we need to do now. We ask Archmage Alistair. He's the wisest magician in the realm of man, and he's a friend. He'll be able to tell us what it means. Oh, no, you don't. You remember who was meant to be looking after me so that nothing happens to me, don't you?
Allora, dobbiamo andare a Seastorm per consultare l'arcimago, solo che come ci arriviamo lì?
Alistair's sure to have the answers. We'll have to track him down in the Mage Tower in Seastone. Only, how are we going to get there? Seastone is days away from here.
Diversi giorni di viaggio da qui. Credo che piano
Oh,
piano
yeah, saying fly is all well and
ci
good.
arriveremo.
Are you going to teach me quickly then?
Sicuramente nel corso
No,
dell'avventura.
we need a fast mode of transport.
Mezzo
And then
di
there's the
trasporto.
small matter of the Border Watch. Their longbows can take out a fly's eye at 400 metres, and they will shoot if said fly should dare to set foot in or leave the woodland realm without permission.
Non è che per caso conosci la password di oggi?
You don't
vero,
by any
Sip?
chance know the
Vediamo
password
un
that the
po'.
Border Watch use? Typical. That's exactly the problem. Mother chooses a new password every single day, and there's no way I'll get it out of her. Oh, why don't you know the password? You normally know everything. Hey, know-it-all. Mother's mirror. It knows more than you. It must know the password. If we work as a team, we should be able to cast a little light on the matter cheap. After all, if it is a curse, then I'm the victim, not the perpetrator.
Eh beh,
Well, yes, I know that. She'll blame us whatever happens. But it's best for us to have some answers rather than just presenting her the facts, don't you think? Transport and the password. Let's go.
Mezzo di trasporto e password dobbiamo riuscire a scoprire alla fine. Ok, direi di uscire. A questo punto torniamo a parlare con Arbor. Vediamo un po'.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
Già.
Arbor,
Sono altri
I'm going to have to
argomenti
leave the
di cui
elf burrow for a few
parlare, quindi
days.
dovevo per forza
Are
interagire
your mother
con
giving you
lui.
permission?
Forse
Not
ci
as
aiuterà
such.
in qualche modo.
She's not gonna like that. But one has to do what one has to do. I wish you a good journey.
Oh, thank you, Arbor. And don't tell anyone I told you.
I wouldn't dream of it. Just don't you go staying away too long now. You know, time out there runs much quicker than here in the woodland realm.
Of course. In the outside world, we elves age like humans. That's why most elves avoid it like the plague.
Quite right.
Allora, come funziona esattamente tutta questa storia?
Tell me,
Gaudi?
you know a bit
Vediamo
about
un po'.
nature, don't you? How does this childbearing stuff work exactly?
Oh, don't know. Ask myself the same question. The bees pollinate the flowers. The flower seeds are carried away by the wind and new plants grow.
Ah, ecco,
Very
lui
simple
parla
and easy,
degli
that.
impollinamenti,
Elves,
visto
humans,
che
and dwarves don't produce
siamo un
nectar.
giardiniere, di
What have you
queste
got to offer the
cose
bees?
se ne intende.
Yeah. And also, our children don't grow in the earth. They grow in us.
Beh, un
Oh, I
paragone.
know. Isn't it
C'è
absurd?
un paragone, no, tra le due cose, tra le piante e gli umani. Allora, hai mai visto madre lanciare un incantesimo sullo specchio
Do you know how to
magico?
cast a
Vediamo
spell
un
over
po'.
a magic mirror?
Do I look like a magician or priest?
Perhaps you saw Mother doing it sometime.
Many times. She tips water from 3 different vessels into the bowl and then mumbles a bit to herself. Some kind of elf priestess magic nonsense. I don't know nothing about that.
Me neither. I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
An all-knowing mirror. In the current situation, that would be more than useful. The only question is how to cast a spell over the mirror. I've never done that before. There are 3 symbols on the bottom of the bowl.
Ci sono 3
I wonder what they
simboli.
mean.
Ok.
They're the same ones as the columns in the throne room.
Non abbiamo nulla. Allora, vediamo un po'. Forse dobbiamo utilizzare la brocca, chissà se si riesce stavolta a prenderla o meno, vediamo un po'. Prendi la brocca, ok.
That's just what I need.
È finita nel nostro inventario, direi di scendere. Vai Ivo. Allora, andiamo a prendere l'acqua della cascata. L'abbiamo riempita con l'acqua della cascata. Ora direi di andare da quella parte per gettarla nella fontana, vediamo un po'. Allora, aspettate, vai.
Why not? Perhaps I'm in luck. It works. One of the symbols is
Uno
glowing.
dei simboli sta brillando. Ok.
I don't know what I could ask him right now.
Aspettate, voglio vedere se ora riesco a entrare nella sala del trono, visto che... Vediamo un po'. Forse ora è aperta? Eh già.
Nothing for it. Have to talk to Pa. I'd better take the hat off. No need to complicate matters further.
Ora possiamo andare. Bene.
Ivo, I thought that we'd agreed that you would stay in your room.
C'è nostra madre. Allora qui dobbiamo interagire. Non sono una ragazzina, non puoi chiudermi dentro. Sono incinta, di certo non dimagrirò standomene seduta nella mia stanza. Non sono una ragazzina, non puoi
I'm no
chiudermi
longer a
dentro.
little girl who can be shut up in her room.
No? How did you get out of your room? Did you trick Cheep Cheep and then climb over the balcony? That sounds very grown up.
Vediamo che
I'm
siamo incinta.
What are you, my darling?
Però prima
Pretty.
aveva detto che era meglio non
I am
dirlo,
pretty.
comunque.
But of course you are. You are my daughter and an elf princess. So you disobeyed me just to tell me this.
I just left my room to do a bit of training.
Mm-hmm.
You said yourself I've put on a few pounds, and I'm not going to get rid of them by lying around on my bed all day.
Where does this sudden insight come from?
I can't keep asking myself what to do with my life. Perhaps marriage isn't such a bad idea.
It most certainly isn't. And if you train diligently, I'm sure Prince Lalilos will like you a lot.
Of course, fine.
I would love to help you, but I'm most dreadfully busy. A kind of epidemic seems to have broken out in Seastone.
Un'epidemia c'è in città.
An epidemic in
Ok.
Seastone?
It's strange. We're getting reports from the whole of the Middle Kingdom.
Oggetti ed
Objects
esseri
and
sono
beings
stati
have been
trasformati. Quindi è una sorta di maledizione
What do you
questa.
mean?
Più
The
che
situation isn't clear.
epidemia,
It
direi.
appears as if some kind of terrible power is gradually moving through the whole land, changing it. Do you remember the story of the Nothing? A big blackness that gradually swallowed a fairy kingdom bit by bit.
Of course.
This time it is much worse. It is pink.
An epidemic in Seastone. Is it wise for me and it to go there? On the other hand, Wilbur and the Archmajor in Seastone. Perhaps I can help them to fight the epidemic in exchange for them helping me with my problem.
Speriamo. Speriamo veramente. No?
This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror bowl in the garden. No idea what it means. That's Mother's area of expertise. This symbol's on the bottom of the mirror bowl in the garden. No idea what it means. That's Mother's area of expertise.
Guarda il pozzo della luna, vediamo un po'.
Only priestesses are allowed to get water from the well. Up to now, my mother hasn't tried to make me into a priestess. If I'm lucky, she never will. I can blame Mother for a lot of things, but not laziness. On the contrary, she does the same work as 3 people put together, because she doesn't trust anyone to do it as well.
Vediamo un po' se ha altri argomenti.
Mother?
Yes, Ivadora.
Beh, chiediamogli cosa significano quei simboli
Those
sulle
symbols on the
colonne. Vediamo
columns,
un po'.
what do they mean?
First your insights concerning your wedding, and now an interest in the spiritual. You do surprise me. The 3 symbols depict the 3 different forms that water takes. They are important in many rituals. Water that falls from the sky. Water that springs from the earth. And water that is bathed by moonlight.
Oh.
Interessante. Allora, cosa significa le forme differenti che prende
What's all this different
l'acqua?
forms of water all about then?
Not all water is the same. It
Ah,
changes.
ecco, cambia.
If
non
it
è
bubbles out
tutto
of a
uguale.
spring, then it is spring water. Then it turns into stream water, perhaps into river water, and then sometimes later into sea water. The voice of water changes, its soul.
And if different forms of water are mixed together,
Then you can create water with powerful magical properties. But it's not as easy as you might imagine. Water is constantly changing its form. Rain is water from the sky, but as soon as it lands in a
Okay.
puddle, then it becomes common puddle water.
do you really think that I look fat?
You aren't really fat, my darling, but you aren't perfect either.
Do I have to be perfect?
No one is perfect, but that doesn't stop us striving for it. Once you are happy with yourself, then you become overindulgent. Dissatisfaction can take you far, my darling.
Beh, gli facciamo una domanda. Credi davvero che questo principe sia adatto a me?
Why do you want me to marry this particular prince?
Because I think that will be best for you.
And if I don't like him,
Then you will learn to love him.
why can't I fall in love first and then marry?
In
And what
effetti,
happens if you don't fall in love? You won't ever marry then? Don't be childish, Ivadora.
possiamo fare qualcosa per l'epidemia a
Do
Seastone?
you know what can be done to
Vediamo un
fight
po'.
the epidemic in Seastone?
Done? Nothing, my darling.
Ah, ecco.
It's a matter for humans. We will only observe.
How hard would it be for us to actually help solve a problem for once, instead of waiting for
Però
it to
io
solve itself?
vorrei invece fare qualcosa
If
per
Alistair
questa
needs my advice, he can ask me, and
epidemia
up to
che
now he
divaga
has not done that.
nella città di Seastone.
I'm
cioè,
not going
proverò
to interfere.
a cercare di salvare il mondo, ecco. Il mondo. Vediamo un po', vorrei un po' di acqua di luna. a
That
sto
stuff in the
punto.
moon well.
Mi sa che mi
That's
serve
water bathed by
per
moonlight,
mettere in
isn't
quella
it?
fontana giù
Of
sotto,
course it
quindi
is, my darling.
Could I take some of
quindi
it?
It is holy
ci dà
water.
l'ok
We
che
only
possiamo
use it for
prenderla,
special occasions.
quanto pare.
What do you need it for?
Vediamo un po', ci ha detto a cosa ci serve, qui c'è, sono assetata, voglio usarla per preparare una pozione, ingrediente importante è per un rituale, ma io direi quella al centro, voglio usarla per preparare una pozione,
I need it for a
vediamo un po'.
potion. It's one of the most important ingredients.
Really? What sort of potion?
Voglio soffiare quanta più aria possibile nell'acqua e poi venderla per un sacco di soldi, e per una pozione di bellezza o una pozione di crescita per piante. Ma io direi ancora quella di mezzo. Opterei per una pozione di bellezza.
Well, the moon water is a
vai.
particularly pure and clean water. I thought that it could form the basis of a beauty potion.
It is true that this water is purported to have healing powers.
I didn't want to trouble you with this, but then I thought, if I'm meant to be looking my best for the prince, then such a potion wouldn't do any harm.
Oh, absolutely. Do you have a vessel?
Ah,
May the
quindi
Moonwell water give you the help you
ce la
need to
prende
become
nostra
more
madre
beautiful,
direttamente.
just as it has always helped
E
me.
ce la consegna. Bene, bene. Interessante. Ho bisogno di un po' di acqua di luna, ma già l'abbiamo presa. Ci vediamo.
See you later, Mother.
La saluterei.
Don't pull a face like a wilted willow, Ivo. Smile.
Ok, abbiamo aggiornato il diario. Guarda il re, quindi questo è il nostro padre?
Pa doesn't like getting up early. He always says he needs lots of sleep, but he's never said why.
Parla con il re, quindi direi di parlarci, dai. Vediamo un po'.
Hey, Pa, the day started ages ago.
What? Oh, Ivo, how's my favourite daughter?
I'm your only daughter.
Oh, that I had 100. You are and will remain something very special. The other 99 will be as well, though.
Pa, you're nuts.
Allora, è un giorno bellissimo oggi, vero? Madre mi sta trattando come una bambina piccola, illuminami. padre, ma vediamola
Isn't it a
prima, dai.
wonderful day today? Again.
Just as the caterpillars cough in the morning dew. Yet, something seems to be troubling you.
Ma no, tranquillo. Direi la seconda, ma cioè la prima. Continuiamo
She
con
locked
questo.
me up like a small
Ne voglio
child.
provare un po' tutte,
Have
dai.
you argued again?
She started it.
She loves
Magari
you.
ci dà
And she only wants
altre
the best for
informazioni.
me. How can it
Sono
be
sempre
best for me if
utili
she
per
constantly criticizes me
proseguire
and
nel gioco.
forces me to do things that I don't want to do?
She believes that this will help prepare you for the life that awaits you.
I'd just like to decide for myself.
I know. Your mother just doesn't understand that because she never had that choice.
Allora, non difendere
You
sempre
are
me.
always defending her. Doesn't she drive you mad too?
Naturally.
Then why don't you tell her?
Does the GNU talk of spring when the shadows are tickling the squirrel? I love her. It's just a phase. She'll change. And if she doesn't change, then I will not love her any less. I love you both as you are, warts and all.
Allora, anche tu vuoi che sposi
Mother
questo
wants me to
principe,
marry
gli
this
facciamo
Prince
questa
Lalilos.
domanda.
I did hear about that.
Ma ecco, l'ho sentito dire.
Is that your wish too?
All I wish for is for you to be
Ah, ecco,
happy.
meno male.
Haha, so I'm not going to marry him.
Unfortunately, not all wishes are granted.
Oh,
You are an elf princess. You will need to marry sooner or later. It's just when and who. I'd rather just leave that to Mother Nature.
I wish you could convince Mother of that.
I fear her faith in your taste of men has been shaken a little since... Well, you know. She wants to prevent your heart being broken again. That's why she's choosing someone that she thinks is right for you.
Allora, vediamo. Avessi usato l'artefatto del divino
Pa, would you have
fatto?
used the artifact of divine fate? Or would you have hidden it like we did?
I think that too much power can corrupt any one of us.
But you have great powers, and you've never used them for evil.
I could have cured diseased woodlands with the artifact, cleaned rivers in the air. And then what? Then I might have chased away the lumberjacks and destroyed the factories of the dwarves.
I could have helped a lot of humans.
Things take time, Ivo. If you force change before its time has come, then it won't last.
Glielo diciamo? Vediamo un po'.
I need to tell you something, Father, but I'm not sure how.
You shouldn't worry too much. It's not good for the baby.
Ecco,
You
già.
know.
Come fa a
Has a
sapere?
zebra got stripes?
How can it have happened? Why?
I don't know. Is that important?
It is. I want to know what's happened to me.
Then look for the answers, my little bud.
How can you be so calm about it?
Because I know that everything will be fine in the
Forse
end.
perché beve.
And if it isn't fine?
Then it is not the end.
Vediamo un po', devo andare a Seastone per parlare con
If you don't know what the
direi.
pregnancy's all about, then I'll have to travel to Seastone and ask the Archmage.
The fact that I don't know means that you did not get pregnant by natural means. And if something does not conform to the laws of nature, then it must be magic. No one knows more about these things than Alistair.
We agree then.
Like snails munching cabbage.
Ah, ecco.
Only your mother isn't going to permit it.
I know, but I'll work on that. Enlighten me, Father.
The striped kakadu and the limping squirrel? loved by me like very little else, are a wonderful sight.
That is interesting. Enlighten me, Father.
The wide sky and the burning
Quindi
sun,
ci dice
laughing madly and turning quickly in circles, bring the little llama to tears.
Understood.
vediamo un po'.
Enlighten me, Father.
The striped kakadu and the limping
Ma
squirrel,
ripeto sempre
deep in prayer,
la stessa.
are a wonderful sight.
That is interesting.
Beh, direi a sto punto a
I've
dopo
got quite a lot to
padre.
think
Vediamo un
about.
po'.
Goodbye, little daughter.
See you later, Father.
Scendi verso il giardino a sto punto. Anche perché abbiamo recuperato l'acqua, quindi a questo punto direi di tornare alla fontana? Eh già. Allora, quindi questa a sto punto la metterei qua.
Right. Now water that has been bathed in moonshine. That must mean the water that's come from the moon well. Aha! That's got the second symbol to glow.
Il secondo simbolo. Però ne manca un terzo. Forse parliamo ancora con Arbor. Vediamo un po'.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
Ho bisogno di un certo tipo d'acqua.
I need a
Vediamo un po'
special sort of
questa.
water, Arbor. Can you help me?
A special sort of water? Now, who's been dreaming that stuff up then?
Arbor, please help. I need water that spills out of the
Acqua che
ground.
viene fuori dal
There,
terreno.
the waterfall. As much water as you want.
Oh, it's not that simple. That water's
No, quella
changed.
già l'ho
I need
presa,
water directly
Arbor,
out of
quindi
the
io no.
earth.
You elves
Acqua che
always like
viene
to
dal
make things
terreno
complicated, don't you?
sarebbe
You got a
acqua delle
container?
piante? Ah, ecco.
There you go.
Ah, quindi ce l'ha data
And don't start
direttamente
telling
lui.
me that this is some kind of snot water or the like. This be tip-top quality groundwater.
Should work. Thank you. I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Allora, apriamo l'inventario. Io direi di a sto punto fare così. Vediamo un po'.
Let's hope that Arbor's donation of water that spills from the earth will work. It hasn't really spilled from the earth, but it is groundwater, and it's never seen the sun. Now all the symbols are going. Hello? Are you there?
I'm always there.
Ok, ora parla. Il mio primo incantesimo magico.
I
niente
cast a
male.
spell over
Vediamo
you
che-
single-handedly, with no help.
You had help, you just didn't realise it.
No, I did it by myself.
I'm the all-knowing seer. I'm telling you, you are wrong.
Sei davvero un
Are you really all-knowing?
No, but it sounds better than I am the seer who saw more than any other being in the world and yet didn't see all.
Direi allora di scegliere chi saresti esattamente, dove sei, oppure cosa sai dell'epidemia Siston, sono in cima, prendiamo la
I did
prima.
summon you, but I don't really know anything about you. Do you live in the water, or are you the water?
No, the water is just a reflective surface. I live on the other side of the mirrors. I see what happens in front of mirrors. To you, they are simple reflections. To me, they are the window through which I view your world.
Okay.
Vediamo, sei anche nello specchio
So you
della
live on
mia
the
camera
other
da
side of all
letto?
mirrors.
Gli
Does
chiediamo-
that include
facciamo
the
questa
one in my
domanda.
bedroom?
I can look through any reflective surface. I see all.
You do close your eyes when it's the decent thing to do, right?
I see all.
Yes, understood. But if someone's undressing in front of their mirror or doing embarrassing things that no one else should see, you do look away, right?
I can see into the furthest reaches of the world. I see the good and the bad, the beautiful and the abominable.
You saw me giving an imaginary harp concert in front of my mirror.
I count that amongst the abominable.
E madre e altri ti evocano per chiederti
And Mother and others
consiglio,
summon
vediamo
you
un
to ask
po'.
your advice.
I wouldn't exactly describe it as asking. They know how to reach me via one of the mirrors. They want me to give them information, and if I don't answer, they just stand there and stare at me.
So you help them.
That is the question, is it not? Do I have an interest in supporting either one or the other side, or would I rather watch a catastrophe unfold?
So you'd pour oil onto the fire just because you want to watch the flames?
I could, but mostly I restrict myself to watching. I love to see how things develop. I can't abide when things come to a standstill. That's when I'm always tempted to give someone a shove in the right direction.
E vediamo, chiediamogli cosa sa
There's talk
dell'epidemia
of an
Seastone.
epidemic in
Vediamo un
Seastone
po'.
which is spreading. Do you know anything
Se sa
about it?
qualcosa o meno.
It is not an epidemic.
What is it then?
It's something that you get involved with.
Can you see into the future?
Stories repeat themselves. Other places, other participants, but the course remains the same. Good fights evil.
E direi allora, sono incinta, non dovrei esserlo. Cosa ne sai? a
Why am I
proposito?
pregnant?
Vediamo un po'.
You are pregnant?
Should you not know that? You being the nearly all-knowing oracle.
I didn't see that. When did you get pregnant?
I'm asking you.
Stupid romance. A woodland glade, a bed in the cornfield, not a mirror in sight. Couldn't you and Nate have done that somewhere else?
Done what?
Oh, yes. Nothing at all, princess.
Ho bisogno della password delle
I need
guardie,
today's password
chiediamogli
for the
questo.
Woodland Realm Border Watch. Do you know it?
Of course. Your mother told the commander of the guards when she was standing next to the mirror surface of the moon well.
Can I have it?
Absolutely. I want to see how this develops. And there are quite a few surprises awaiting you in Seastone.
Which, of course, you're not going to tell me about.
They wouldn't be surprises if I told you about them.
By any chance, is the password melon?
How do you know that?
Stories repeat themselves. Do you not know that?
Ora la sa, allora.
Thanks for that unsettling conversation. I have to go.
Yes, you must. But we will see each other again soon.
You mean to say you will see me and follow my every move?
Yes, but I didn't mean that. You will seek me out before this story ends.
Really?
Yes, you will want to help a friend in need and won't know how to.
Vorrei
That's
aiutarlo
when you
in
will seek and
difficoltà,
find
e quindi devo chiedere. No?
Where will I find you?
In a flying town, in a house with no corners.
In una città volante.
Till then, Princess Ivo of the Woodland Realm.
But, oh...
Ok. Forse Arbor ce darà altri
I don't know what I could ask him right now.
consigli. No. Allora. Quindi ho qui una pala. No. Al momento non posso utilizzarla.
I know everything I need to know. Today's password is melon. When I use it at the border, the watch will have to let me pass. And by the time they find out they've been duped, I'll be in Seastone.
Praticamente, raga, cosa devo fare? In biblioteca forse?
A present from one of the northern kingdoms. Strange folk up there. The men climb mountains and shout foul-mouthed things in dragon's language at the dragons. I think it's some kind of test of courage.
Parla con Chip, proviamo un po' ora, eh?
Hey, Cheap.
Allora, vediamo un po' che tipo di mezzo di
Think,
trasporto.
Cheap Cheap. How can we both get to Seastone without me having to grow wings? You've got an idea?
Cos'è?
A flight magazine? You've taken out a subscription to a flight magazine? Yeah, all right. Page 15. Hippogriff stud Eculeus in the Blue
Ippogriffi.
Mountains.
Ah,
The
ok.
best battle and hunting hippogriffs in Avantasia. A hippogriff? That could carry me. Not a bad idea, Cheap. But the Blue Mountains aren't close. And just look at the price. A pot of gold. Now where are we meant to get that from? Yes, I think you're right. We'll have to think of something.
Allora, proviamo questo.
Do you think I could play the princess card and ask the stud to loan us a hippogriff? That'd cost a lot less than a pot of gold. Yeah, you're right. They'd blab to everyone. Bad idea if I want to travel incognito. I'm really sorry about that business with the musical box, Cheap, but I had to find out what was wrong with me. Are we friends again? Good.
Allora, a volte vorrei
Sometimes I wish
questa
I'd
qua.
kept the artifact of divine fate. Well, an object that would make every wish come true. It'd be very handy right now. Yes, I know, too much power for one person. That's why Archmage Alistair and I made arrangements. This
vediamo un po' questa.
sex that you spoke about, what is it and why should I not have it? I know that I'm an elf princess. That's exactly the reason I should have something like this. Perhaps even two. Oh, I will find out what you're trying to hide from me. I'll be back soon, Cheap.
Allora. Allora, ora vediamo un po', andiamo in giardino. Vogliamo pescare nel laghetto, raga?
I
Ancora?
think I fished enough today. There are other things to do. There's only a little water left in the bird bath. Cheep Cheep always says that it evaporates quickly. I, however, think that the constant need to replenish the water is more down to his unbridled joyous splashing and not insignificant body mass.
Allora, vediamo un po'.
I think I fished enough today. There are other things to do. I think I fished enough today. There are other things to do.
Parliamo con Arbor.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
Ho bisogno di una pentola d'oro.
If I happen to
vediamo un
need a
po'.
pot of gold and you happen to have one, would you be happy to lend it to me?
If I be the Sultan of the Three Deserts and you had juicy grapes, would you feed me?
Okay, seriously, do you have a pot of gold?
Just like you have grapes and be the Sultan.
I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Vediamo un po', raga. Allora, una pentola d'oro. Andiamo in biblioteca a sto punto, raga. Aspettate, però ci sono i punti di interazione. Vediamo un po' qua.
Goldsmithing, masonry, and a book about carpentry. Like all books in this library, it's a guest present. The logic behind this must be, those elves, they have so many
Non mi
beautiful
ricordavo
statues
che
and items of
quella
wood.
barra
They'll be really
spaziatrice
interested in this.
praticamente
Why don't we present them with a book about it? What they don't
se
realise,
riuscivo a
though,
vedere i
is that
punti
if
di
we're
interesse
interested in
del
a
gioco
subject,
che
then we'll already know
naturalmente mi
pretty
erano
much all there is to
sfuggiti.
know about the matter,
Infatti
and the
l'ho
book's of no
premuta
use to us
e
whatsoever.
ho trovato qualcosa. Vediamo un po'.
Working with wood. There's a master whittler down in the valley. I've enjoyed watching him in the past. He carves animal figures so real that humans and dwarfs believe that they are actually animals turned into wood. This one's more about interiors, making furniture and the like. Plane the wood down by a pixie's thumb and saw the board into 2 equal length pieces. Who knows what that might be good for?
Quindi ha preso il libro, ok. E se io do quel libro a Arbor, vediamo un po' che succede, raga. Non ci provo. Allora, eccolo qua, libro di falegnameria. Mostra il libro ad Arbor.
Look, I found this
ok.
book in the library.
Vediamo un po'.
Woodcrafts? Why are you showing me that?
I thought it might interest you.
I don't like horror stories.
Ecco,
Horror stories?
è dell'orrore
Wood
visto
that has
che
been
lui...
clamped into a revolving monstrosity to be
albero, quindi.
whittled down layer by layer to the core? What do you call that then?
Sorry, never looked at it like that.
Branches sawed off, boards nailed together, wood treated with chemicals. Oh, sick stuff.
Direi di tornare indietro. Ma quel libro, secondo me, serve a qualcosa. Aspettate, raga. Il salice si unisce, ma aspetta, se io usassi questo, vediamo un po'.
Perhaps the tree would like to hear a little story from the book. One can easily fell a tree with the help of an axe and wedges. In my experience, nothing beats a sharp saw guided by two men. Slish, slash! The teeth of the saw bite into the wood, and in a few minutes, even the largest tree tumbles to the ground. After this, the smaller branches and the bark are removed from the trunk using hatchets. Once the tree is sawn into several pieces, it's ready to be transported away. Oh, I'm so sorry. It'll be all right. You'll see.
L'arcobaleno. Guarda il salice fondente.
The only thing I can say in my defence is that is what a weeping willow is meant to look like.
Già. Andiamo un po' qua, dove finisce l'arcobaleno. Vediamo un po'. Guarda l'arcobaleno.
Hey, there's a rainbow. Since the willow's branches are hanging down for some inexplicable reason, the sun is able to shine directly onto the waterfall again and is now producing a pretty rainbow over the garden.
Guarda la fine dell'arcobaleno.
Nate once said that rainbows never touch the earth. Wilbur wouldn't believe him. Let's see who was right. Nate once said that rainbows never touch the earth. Wilbur wouldn't believe him. Let's see who was right.
Forse devo utilizzare la pala qua? Vediamo un po'. Già.
A pot of gold, and no grumpy leprechaun protecting
La
it.
pentola d'oro
What a
abbiamo
stroke of luck.
trovato. Oh, che fortuna. Ok. Forse possiamo parlare con Arbor. Vediamo un po'.
You're having a good time, I see.
What can I do for you?
I don't need your
messo la
spade anymore.
lavanda giù,
I've put it
diciamo.
over there.
Ah, that's great. And you've dug a lovely hole, too, right in the middle of my lawn.
Ah, sorry about that.
Oh, what the heck. I'll plant it with something.
I have to get on. Don't work too hard.
That I won't.
Se diamo la pentola, no, non si può utilizzare. Quindi? Forse devo andare da Chip, vediamo un po'.
Hey, Cheap.
Vediamo la pentola d'oro, puoi portarla alla
I
scuderia?
have the pot of gold here. Go on, take it to the stud. Oh, I realise it's too heavy. I won an arm wrestling contest against an orc warrior in Seastone with the help of a strength elixir. We could get something like that for you. I'll be back soon, Cheap.
Quindi? Proviamo a salire?
One can almost see the edge of the wood through the telescope. But I just can't leave the elf burrow. Mother would never forgive me, and there are so many dangers lurking out there.
A questo punto direi di scendere. Ah, questi si possono
I'm going to have to
prendere?
take a few more of your seeds, but I promise this is the last time.
Perché aspettate, forse devo dare quei semi che ho appena preso a Chip. Vediamo un po'. Semi li utilizziamo con Chip. Ma no. Ma perché scusate?
Hey, Cheap.
Ti andrebbe qualche altro semo di
I've got
girasole? Vediamo
sunflower
un po'.
seeds. Want one? I can imagine the whole experience has made you hungry. We will get through this together, right? I have the pot of gold here. Go on, take it to the stud. Oh, I realise it's too heavy. I won an arm wrestling contest against an orc warrior in Seastone with the help of a strength elixir. We could get something like that for you. I'll be back soon, Cheap.
No. E allora niente. Vediamo un po' un attimo. Proviamo a ritornare qua? Vediamo un po'.
Pa?
Yes, Poppet?
Vediamo un po'. Ipoteticamente se Chip potreste... Proviamo questa, prima non
Hypothetically,
c'era.
if Cheap Cheap had to transport something heavy through the air, how could I help him do it?
You could ask me to give him the necessary strength. Which you have just done, have you not?
Really?
Of course. But the effect would not last long enough to transport you to, let's say, Seastone.
He doesn't need to do that. It's just a short distance.
All right. Bring me some sunflower seeds.
Perché ti servono i
What
semi di
exactly do you want to
girasole?
do with the
Vediamo un po'.
sunflower seeds?
You'll see. It will make Cheap Cheap strong enough to carry even a heavy load for a short while.
Ecco i
I have
semi
a
di
few sunflower
girasole a sto
seeds.
punto di dire.
Here.
Good. Keep still.
Ah.
That's it.
Just give Cheap Cheap these seeds to eat shortly before he starts on his journey.
Thanks.
Hai lanciato un incantesimo magico sui semi
Whatever you did
girasole.
to those
A sto
sunflower
punto,
seeds looked
vediamo un
like
po'.
magic to me.
Oh no, it was the opposite of magic. Nature, life, pure life.
And what exactly do you mean by that?
Listen to the wind in the willows and the mole and the toad. They know the answer.
Ah, ok. A dopo,
I've got
padre.
quite a lot to think about.
Goodbye, little daughter.
See you later, Father.
Quindi torniamo da Chip. Ok. Andiamo qua. Ora dovrebbe funzionare. Questi a Chip. Vai.
Father's changed the sunflower seeds. Well, can you feel anything? Now, don't exaggerate. Okay, here.
Quindi
I
gli ha
hope it
dato
works.
la forza.
What's he going to be like
Un
when he's
po'
super
tipo una
cheap?
sorta,
He's got
diciamo, di
enough of an
spinaci per
exaggerated
braccio di
opinion of
ferro.
himself as it is.
Interessante. A questo punto direi di andare in camera da letto, vediamo un po'. Allora, no, perché sono entrato? Scusate, vediamo un po'. E... Allora, raga. Vediamo un po' il carrion se c'è
I don't know how
qualcosa.
Cheap escaped the music box, but he does say he knows various mystical fighting techniques.
Cos'è?
Oh, that's overdoing it a bit. I thought you just wanted to deliver the pot of gold. You deserve it.
Una grossa cassa.
It's really
Vediamo
in
un
there,
po'.
is it? Our hippogriff? Why did the stud put it in there? Couldn't they have just let it fly back with you? You mean it was in the box already? You didn't actually see it? Huh, I'd love to have your trust. Oh well, at least it's pretty lively.
Apri la
Cheap
cassa. a
Cheap
sto
blind
punto.
purchased the hippogriff. His trust in the Aculeus stud is far greater than his mistrust of humankind's capacity to deceive. Relax, I'm on it.
Qua. Carino, carino.
You've still got the receipt, haven't you, Cheap?
Sembra una sorta di mini pony. Mini pony. Strano, eh? Bello comunque, carino.
Cheap? Didn't the hippogriff in the magazine look a bit different to this? Bigger, bit more griff and a bit less hippo? Is this the effect of the epidemic? Mother said it changed things.
Salta in sella all'ippogrifo. Vediamo un po'.
You are strong enough, aren't you? You were able to demolish that box just now. Can you carry me as far as Seastone? Right then.
Speriamo di arrivarci.
The Archmage. Murdered? By Wilbur Weathervane? There's something strange afoot, Cheap. Mark my words. I don't believe a word of it. Someone's responsible for this epidemic and someone wants to hurt our friends. Away to Seastone.
Sembra di sì.
My name is Weathervane, Professor Weathervane.
You want to teach us?
Well, yes. Why not?
You're a gnome! Gnomes can't do magic!
I can and have. During my mage training, yes?
My mother also says that you should not be a teacher. But I think you're
Ora,
great,
raga,
Professor.
siamo nei panni
Oh,
praticamente
thank
di
you.
Wilbur, lo gnomo mago.
Say, Professor, what exactly is the magic constant? How long must Veritaserum mature? What can you tell us about ancient magic runes?
Beh, allora stai in silenzio.
How
siediti
about
come
you
si
sit
deve.
down properly first?
No.
Facciamoci almeno rispettare.
No?
Che siamo un
That's
insegnante.
no, Professor. Or, more properly, yes, Professor.
Nope means yes, Professor. That's going to cause some misunderstandings. So, the magic constant? Veritaserum? Ancient magic runes? We want to learn something.
Allora, vediamo un po', posso rispondere a tutto dopo.
I will answer all your questions, but not now. It's time for History of Magic.
Then I have a history question. As everyone knows, gnomes are completely incompetent when it comes to magic. To be exact, only one great gnome mage has appeared in the last 800 years. He defeated Gremar, the last of the great dragons. What was the name of that last great gnome mage?
Allora, si chiama non farmi
He was
domande
called
stupide.
sit
Mi sa
down
che
at your
questi
desk
ragazzini
properly and
ci
don't ask
daranno
stupid questions.
dei grattacapi.
But don't they say there are no stupid
Sembrano
questions, only stupid
terribili,
answers?
direi.
And that there aren't supposed to be any bad students, only bad teachers.
Direi
Not
in un
right
momento.
now.
Vediamo un
We will open your textbooks to page 100 and
So I was right, wasn't I? You know nothing, not even the name of the only great mage your own people ever produced.
I just need a drink of water. Frog in my throat.
Ha!
Oh man, Master Marcus warned me that the students would test me the first few hours, but this is a nightmare. I don't know all of these things. I know nothing. Easy, boy, easy. Think, Wilbur, think.
beh. Credo che siano dei due bambini terribili quelli. Ecco, qui riporta un po' alla mente appunto Harry Potter. E niente raga, però io oggi voglio interrompere la diretta qui di questo pomeriggio, anche perché adesso devo andare, si è fatta una certa ora, devo andare in una festa, quindi non devo andare assolutamente. Niente, magari ci vediamo prossimamente, perché ripartirò appunto da questo punto dove ci siamo lasciati quest'oggi in questa diretta con voi. Grazie a tutti per aver partecipato, a chi vedrà il video nei prossimi giorni. Un saluto a tutti, mi raccomando vi invito a iscrivervi al mio canale che è Mister Natalini, lasciare attiva la campanellina, un commento e un like che a me fa sempre piacere. Alla prossima!